And we greet you on this Tuesday late afternoon, April the 25th, 2023, here as we bring you coverage of 2023 Beach District Girls Lacrosse action from the Sportsplex. It's Ocean Lakes with a record of 4-1 overall. The Dolphins taking on the Cox Falcons, who come in at 1-3 on the season. And today's game is brought to you by One Life, One Inspired Life. We're here to help start your new membership today at any one of the 8 convenient Hampton Roads locations. Go online to onelifefitness.com to claim a free trial pass. Ocean Lakes in the white unis with the dark numerals. Cox in the green jerseys with the white numerals, as it's an early draw won by the Dolphins of Ocean Lakes under Coach Lauren Logan, who have been just spectacular so far this season, coming off a win last Tuesday here on our broadcast on beachsportsplex.com and our YouTube channel. 15-0 shutout of Salem, where they were just simply dominant. All 4 of their Beach District wins have come by double digits. Did have a setback their last time out in an out-of-district matchup against a very strong Cape Henry squad, who they fell to 18-8 last Thursday. But certainly this is a team that has been just stellar here in the early going of the season. We'll tell you about their starting lineup and players to watch out for here as we get things rolling here. Matt Hatfield here with you. Jeff Fatma, our camera operator. Glad you are tuned in to another edition of this Beach District Girls Lacrosse matchup, as Ocean Lakes unable to cash in on its first free position look of the late afternoon here. Cox in the green jerseys. Their lone win of the season came 19-1 over Green Run back on April the 18th. 3 losses to the likes of Kellam, Princess Anne, and Bayside by margins of 17-10 to the Knights of Kellam, 13-4 to Princess Anne, and 14-10 the most recent timeout 5 days ago last Thursday against the Bayside Marlins. So early on here, as you see, an excellent defensive play made there by Ocean Lakes with number 4, Riley Devlin, one of their standouts. So they try to get it measured into that attack zone area. Losing the handle on it was Bella Rivers. Let's give the starting lineups first for the Dolphins, who have just been in a groove here so far this season. Hannah Hicks wearing number 2, Summerlin Gates number 3. She's the one getting a lot of attention for the next level already. Riley Devlin number 4, Molly Ryan Gates wearing number 5. Devlin is the captain, so too is Brittany Yang wearing number 7. Elena Caravas wearing number 6 in the lineup today. Starting at number 12 is Sydney Schneider. Number 14, Reese Longwater. Number 16, Alyssa Labatzi. Number 17, Bella Rivers. Number 19, Charlie Hedquist. Number 23, Melanie Dunaway. Number 24, Savannah Steffens. And goalkeeper is Carson Thomas, number 29. Early on, filling out process here. Glad you are tuned in as Cox is going to try to threaten here and get a goal. And they do just that. They will strike first to the Falcons with jersey number 6. And for Cox scoring that goal, it's going to be none other than Danny Killian. Danny Killian with the first goal of the game here for Cox comes at 21:46 as the Falcons take the early lead. Bit surprising, as Ocean Lakes has been absolutely dominant, but Cox with a talented group. Let's tell you the roster for the Falcons. We gave you the starters. We'll go over some real quick, some names that we did skip over that weren't starters for Ocean Lakes. We'll have a quick moment. Zoe Wise is number 1. You also have Riley Wright, number 8. Kaylin Zilyagi, number 9, I should say. Emma Sanders, number 10. Bryn Kimmerer, number 11. Valeria Rosada, number 13. Lauren Rakov, number 15. She had a couple of goals last week. And Savannah Steffens, number 24. I might have mentioned her as a starter, but she was not listed as an original starter here for today's game. Let's go through the Cox roster and their starting lineup here while we now have a moment. Ocean Lakes behind that X spot trying to curl in for a goal, and they will get that equalizing goal with number 5 for the Dolphins. Put it on the board as they are able to answer quickly Molly Ryan Gates didn't waste time to get Ocean Lakes on the board to tie it up. Just 25 seconds later, Molly Ryan Gates, the heads up 1-all goal, as Cox had the early lead, but you see why she's such a heady, talented player. And now it's going to be Molly Ryan Gates in the midst with this draw here from midfield, trying to tussle it away from number 2 for Cox in Riley Grace Kumatsias, and does so effectively. Scooped up by Ryan Gates. Now it's going to be grabs back by Ocean Lakes after Cox had it for a moment. And that one's going to be put on the board by number 4 for the Dolphins. Count it for Riley Devlin, as she scores the second goal for the Dolphins just 24 seconds after Molly Ryan Gates tied it up. So Ocean Lakes was trailing for all of 25 seconds, and it took them all of 24 seconds to gain the lead after tying the game up. Quickly striking here in this matchup. So let's give the Cox starters now before another goal gets put on the board, and then we'll tell you the entire roster. Looks like their starting lineup is going to feature goalkeeper Jade Moore wearing number 20. Your defensemen are Ryan Edmonds, number 3, Lauren Hammond, who's number 21, Hannah Daniels, who's number 7, Emma McCormick, who I believe is 18 today. Your midfielders, RG Kumatsias, who we just spoke about, Riley Grace Kumatsias, number 2, Peyton Wilson, who's number 5, Lena Harkin, who's number 14, Danny Killian had that first goal for Cox. She wears number 6. Hadley Cooper, number 23. Lauren McElfresh, number 22. And Addie Hannum, number 1. Those are your Falcons starters. And we'll go through some more names in a moment, as that one's going to be blocked by Carson Thomas. Looked like her left leg right there by the far post on the right side was able to keep Cox from knotting it up. And back the other direction they go. Scooped up quickly by Lena Harkin as the Falcons work the sideline. Trying to scoop by Zoe Wise, who's checked in for Ocean Lakes. She'll work from behind the net, trying to find somewhere to navigate. Caught by McElfresh. Or McElfresh will pull it out here. Cox with Peyton Wilson. Able to scoop by one defender, and then a second one, and then put it through Peyton Wilson with some nifty footwork. And Cox makes it 2-all behind Peyton Wilson with the goal. And Lauren McElfresh gets credited with the assist there. McElfresh will get, I believe, our first credited assist of the game. So we're tied at 2 apiece with 19:43 to go. I haven't even given you a chance to hear about some of these subs for Cox, like Maya Athey Stapleton, who wears number 4. You got Carrie Ann Walter, number 9. Katie Ernzen, number 10. Mackenzie Durr, number 13. You also have Anna Story, number 15. Abby Weiss, number 18. And I think that rounds out the Cox roster, as the Falcons have possession again here. So they fell behind, and their deficit lasted only 1 minute and 14 seconds. So time trailing was not long for either squad, as they're able to answer. This looking like 2 of the very best in the beach here. It's going to be picked up on the hop by Ocean Lakes with Emma Sanders. And she loses it. Back come the Falcons with it. And now Cox trying to Now Ocean Lake's trying to change direction here and mount an attack. With it on the move is Alyssa Labatzi. Nice find up ahead. Here comes Lauren Rakove. Rakove racing towards the net. That's going to be a little high upstairs behind the net. Had a great look. Rolling that clear out. As she was getting the attack area. Dolphins back in the attack area now. Now working from the X. Behind the goal. See if they'll get another one to curl through like they had a moment ago. For Ocean Lakes, that is Melanie Dunaway. Dolphins are led by head coach Lauren Logan, assisted by Missy Dunaway. Now working from the X area, looking to curl in through there with the goal. It is Zoe Wise putting it on the board for Ocean Lakes with 17:11 to go in our first half. 3-2 Ocean Lakes in the lead. Bella Rivers will get credited with the assist there for the Dolphins. So answering the Peyton Wilson goal with Lauren McElfresh with the assist. Ocean Lakes able to go back in front just 2 minutes and 32 seconds later. This looks like a high-scoring affair. (3-2) Dolphins in front. And after winning the draw, here comes Ocean Lakes on the move again. Trying to get in the attacking circle area. Cox was a little unsettled there for a moment, but they're able to regroup. And now make Ocean Lakes have to work from the X area. Double team comes, and it's an effective one. And it will go the other direction here. Back come the Falcons now. Nifty toss over to number 2 for Cox. Hauling that in is none other than R.G. Kumatsias. But Ocean Lake's able to come up with a stop defensively. Against a sea of green shirts now, it's Alyssa Labatzi. And now they move into Cox territory with Riley Devlin. Devlin's already got a goal, the second one of the game that gave Ocean Lakes a 2-1 advantage. They're up 3-2 as we hit under 16 minutes to go in this fast-moving first half. Glad you're with us here on our YouTube channel and beachsportsplex.com. Today's broadcast presented by One Life Fitness, and we'll tell you about some other sponsors that bring you high school sports and youth activities going on here at the Sportsplex and National Training Center with the Virginia Beach Fieldhouse right next door. You got all things right here, centrally located in the heart of Virginia Beach, as it's going to be Ocean Lakes with a golden chance here on this stop to get it back, and now inside the 30, we'll call it, near the attacking area of Cox to try to build on their 3-2 lead. Falcons had a early 1-0 lead. It lasted for just 25 seconds, but they were able to knot Ocean Lakes back up. Now the Dolphins are thinking about getting a cushion here. Operating from behind the net with Bella Rivers, who's already got an assist in this one, the most recent one. Summerlin Gates has it. Summerlin Gates goes straight through and scores it. What a job by Summerlin Gates to break the defense and score the game's 4th goal for Ocean Lakes. Summerlin Gates with the goal, and Riley Devlin will get credited with the assist. And Ocean Lakes up by 2 goals. Largest lead for either team in this one. Comes with 14:30 to go in our first half. Here's your draw at midfield. It's going to be collected eventually by Molly Ryan Gates on the double hop as she works the far sideline to the left. And now from about 15 yards away, high toss is going to be taken away now by Cox as they're on the move, but only for a brief moment did Lena Harkin have it. And it's cross face. That one will be giving it back to Ocean Lakes with that whistle. Another one on the board for Ocean Lakes is that's going to be number 3 Summerlin Gates again. Two goals for Summerlin Gates in a span of 48 seconds. And that gives Ocean Lakes a little bit of separation now, 5-2, as they've scored 3 unanswered goals in this one. We'll see if Cox's defense can get organized to prevent these high percentage opportunities and quality looks that the Dolphins are creating here after winning a lot of these draws at midfield. Chance of another one with Molly Ryan Gates jockeying with Cox, but this time it's going to be R.G. Kamutsius able to get it to Lena Harkin, and that quick whistle will keep it with Cox. Oh, what a pass to Peyton Wilson, who's already got a goal today. Can she get another look at one? Wilson will have to toss it over to Danny Killian, who had the first goal of the game. Killian loses the ball, but is able to scoop it back here. Passes over to Peyton Wilson. Those two responsible for the goals thus far. Can that third complementary option emerge here? As Cox patiently takes its time here. Addie Hannum in the exterior. Passes over to Peyton Wilson, who's going to come out from behind the net and try to get to the teeth. And it's going to be scored for Cox with Peyton Wilson, her second of the day. Firing it right in. Addie Hannum gets credited with that assist. So just 59 seconds after Ocean Lakes gained its largest lead of the day of 5-2, Cox comes right back to cut it to 5-3. And Cox has been involved in some high-scoring affairs. 2 of their beach games resulting in a total of 27 goals and 24 goals scored. And they came up on the short end of the stick in both of those losses to Kellam and Bayside. But can they win a shootout type of game, high scoring matchup this afternoon, the final Tuesday of April 2023? Little change up here as Zoe Wise is involved in that draw for Ocean Lakes, and she's able to get it. Steps back and now races ahead, trying to get by the defender and Lena Harkin. And now Ocean Lakes tussling with it between 2 Cox defenders. From behind the net, looks like it'll be Melanie Dunaway trying to create something. And Yang is going to have that one deflected. It was nearly an assist for Dunaway to Yang and a goal by her, but Cox dodges a bullet. Can they dodge another one here as they've got 4 or 5 green shirts really congesting that middle area? Ocean Lakes will look to use the perimeter to get something set up here. It's Bella Rivers. Tosses over to Zoe Wise. Wise looks to her right, feeds it to a teammate. Now it's Reese Longwater with it. Finds an open player in Melanie Dunaway. And Dunaway's thinking about getting an assist here as she finds Wise, but Wise can't catch it. On the hop, though, Dolphins get it with Lauren Rackhove. And there will be a whistle before that shot is sent upstairs behind the net by Zoe Wise. Dolphins will keep it here with 11:25 and counting to go in this first half. This free position opportunity is a golden one. They scored earlier on one of these setups. Wise tosses it behind to Dunaway. Was able to get by a defender, twist her way inside, and Dunaway's going to score it. Melanie Dunaway with 11:05 to go in the first half. Her first goal of the afternoon. 6-3 now, Ocean Lakes. They'll give Zoe Wise the assist. Almost the basketball type of assist for Zoe Wise. So far, Molly Ryan Gates, Riley Devlin, Zoe Wise, Summerlin Gates with 2 goals, and Melanie Dunaway. 5 different Dolphins have scored, but they've also gotten assists so far on their last 3 goals with Riley Devlin. Check that, 3 of their last 4 goals with Riley Devlin, Bella Rivers, and Zoe Wise coming up with assists. Ocean Lakes working from left to right now as they win that draw. And it's going to be Riley Devlin tossing it over quickly to Reese Longwater. Dolphins wasting no time to get set up. And Cox a little bit unsettled again defensively here as Dunaway has it from behind the net. She'll feed it to Emma Sanders. And now Molly Ryan Gates with it. Quickly toss, and now going away from the net. It's going to be scored. Another excellent job there as the Dolphins get on the board with Summerlin Gates. Hat trick. Molly Ryan Gates finds Summerlin Gates. The sister connection gets it done. Hat trick. And Ocean Lake 7-3, 10:22 to go. Coach Lauren Logan has to be awful proud of what these 2 young ladies are doing out here, and this entire squad with a 4-goal lead after Cox had struck first just 3 minutes and 14 seconds into our contest. Coach Megan Keating of Cox, her group has some adjustments to make because this Ocean Lakes team is not going to slow down. Riley Devlin. They know that just a couple weeks ago in one of the boys lacrosse matchups, that double overtime thriller where Kempsville outlasted First Colonial, a team can make up a 4 or 5 goal deficit rather quickly out here on this somewhat chilly, windy night in the 50 degrees. It was a little bit up in the 60s earlier. Now Ocean Lake's trying to maneuver their way through for another goal with Molly Ryan Gates. Feeds it over to Dunaway. And a couple of defenders in the pathway to keep Riley Devlin from getting on the board here on this sequence. I believe that was Dunaway to Summerlin Gates. Eight to 3, Ocean Lakes with 9:22 to go in our first half, and a timeout has been called, so we'll step aside as well and hear from our title sponsor today. That's One Life Fitness.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
Powered by Sport Group, the surface specialist, AstroTurf. The AstroTurf brand has been driven by forward-thinking ingenuity since 1965, and today AstroTurf continues to improve its system design to deliver playing surfaces with the most realistic, sport-specific performance, longest-lasting durability, and sound player protection. AstroTurf, and at AstroTurf, such a great surface. They're installing pretty much turf fields at every football field, soccer field, and stadium across the entire city of Virginia Beach. Here, all 11 schools will pretty much have that in play, I would suspect, within the next couple of years, as most all are pretty much in the process or completed with it. I know Kellum was one of the very first turf fields we had in the city. Green Run and Bayside have recently followed suit. I believe Kempsville's is in progress as we speak, and great for these athletes to compete on that, whether it be for soccer, football, lacrosse, as we're watching today. The girls Beach District lacrosse matchup with Ocean Lakes, who came in at 4-1 overall, taking on the Cox Falcons. And Ocean Lakes has quickly taken control here after falling behind 1-0, and this one was tied at 2 apiece. They have scored 6 of the game's last 7 goals, but Cox, after winning that draw, with a chance to get a little closer, although it looks like that opportunity will be thwarted as Molly Ryan Gates got in the pathway of RG Kumatsias for Cox, and now the Dolphins swerve it back the other direction as they change field positioning rather quickly on the clear run out here until she's halted about 15 yards away from the net. It's Riley Devlin who gives it up to Bella Rivers. Rivers is going to race in and score it. Bella Rivers with another goal here for Ocean Lakes. She had the assist on the third goal of the day. The assist goes to Riley Devlin, who scored the second goal of the day for Ocean Lakes. And now Devlin gets an assist here to make it 9-3 for Ocean Lakes with 8:35 to go in our first half. So the Dolphins have been on a hot streak here as they have scored 4 goals. Check that. Yes, 4 goals in the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds to break open this one here, leading by 6. Ocean Lakes wins that draw, but they go backwards and then lose the handle. On that long toss, it's going to be Hadley Cooper trying to move it up the field for Cox. Cooper shakes left, back right, loses the ball. She tries to make a pass over to Peyton Wilson, and the Dolphins are right on top of it. Staying alert defensively, which you know Coach Lauren Logan has to like. Here they come in transition. Pulling it back a bit. It's Brittany Yang. Dolphins will use a little bit of clock here, probably before they get another crack at it. Work on their passing with Savannah Steffens from the X area. Behind the net, she tosses it to Bryn Kimmerer, who almost loses it, but she's able to beat the defender to it, and that being Mackenzie Durr. A little fake left go right by Kimmerer, who makes the pass to Zoe Wise. Zoe Wise trying to fly in from the right side. Instead, she'll curl behind the net and score one. How about Zoe Weiss faking out the defense as she fooled the defender and gets the unassisted goal to make it Ocean Lakes 10, Cox 3 with 7:16 to go in our first quarter. Check that first half. And for Zoe Wise, that's her second goal of the evening. I said quarter. It is halves because the girls have halves. The guys coming up after we are done here with Ocean Lakes and Cox, they will have 4 periods, 12-minute quarters. We have 2 25-minute halves here on the turf for the ladies in this Beach District lacrosse sport, which is in its first year as an official VHSL sport in the city, competing across other city schools. It's been a club sport previously in the Beach District, but I know everybody involved with it, and it's been a collaborative effort led by, spearheaded by David Rhodes, the student activities coordinator for the city, who does a marvelous job of getting this off the ground and running here. And now Cox on the move with Peyton Wilson trying to get closer to that fourth goal of the game. She'll go from behind the net, see if she can get some room to wiggle and get a good shot on goal. And Carson Thomas has seen a lot more come her way today than she did last Tuesday in that 15-0 shutout of Salem, where they were just simply dominant from start to finish. In that game, Ocean Lakes had a 7-goal lead at 7-0 with 12:42 to go in the first half. And believe it or not, they scored their 10th goal at the 7:13 mark, just 3 seconds after today, their 10th goal. And on that free positioning, it's going to be Carson Thomas negating an opportunity for Cox, and that shot on goal with Peyton Wilson. So Carson Thomas with a great save. And I think that got the ladies in white from Ocean Lake supercharged and amped as they turned back the other way into Cox territory. Here's Wise scooting away from Lena Harkin. Wise is thinking about a hat trick possibly. Gives it over to Dunaway. Melanie Dunaway now with it. Check that, Savannah Stevens rather, not Melanie Dunaway. It's going to be Bryn Kimmerer. A lot of movement here, keeping Cox on its toes and guessing. So, believe it or not, scoring their 10th goal 3 seconds earlier than a week ago. You wouldn't have thought so, given that Cox had 3 goals on the board by the 12:43 mark, and actually had 2 of those goals on the board before 6 minutes of play had evaporated. But Falcons came out ready to play. So a lot of credit to them in that regard, as Kimmerer playing a little keep away right now, almost in a possum type of mode as Bella Rivers has it. She'll try to squeeze through 2 defenders and get through, but it's going to be back the other direction. As possession is awarded over to Cox. Falcons approaching midfield. Long toss up ahead. It's going to be scooped up by an Ocean Lakes player in number 10, Emma Sanders. And now Sanders passes over to Labasi. And it was a tipped call, and now here come the Dolphins on the move with Kimmerer. Bryn Kimmerer. Owen Rakov looked to shake and fake the pass and then ran to the right. Now Longwater has it. Longwater feeds it to Kimmerer. Bryn trying to find somewhere to go with it. 2 defenders stop her. Ball wiggles out and might have jammed her hand on that, as she seems to be moving a little gingerly. And now possession awarded back to the Dolphins here, as Zoe Wise will work into play here with just a little more than 3 minutes to go in this first half. Wise gets by 1 defender, shakes the second one. Right there at the net. Oh, just didn't have a great shot on goal. She had excellent positioning there, but could not contort her body and stick in the right angle to get that goal on the board. Wise might get another crack at it, though. Battling for it. taking a couple whacks at it. It'll be Cox coming up with the ball until that one is like a defensive back trying to get a screen pass and intercepting it. Ocean Lakes with Brittany Yang making a very athletic, heady play, keeping Cox from having a transition opportunity. 2:20 to go in this first half. Falcons from behind the net, working with Lauren Hammond, trying to dig out of their own end. And cross face, they say. Here comes Cox. Back the other way. Going to take a hop. Scooped up by Peyton Wilson. She's going to try to beat two defenders through there. A couple defenders converge on her. And then Peyton Wilson goes all the way in and scores it. How about that play by Peyton Wilson in transition? She's got a hat trick now for Cox. Her third goal of the day. So 1:53 to go, and Peyton Wilson with 3 of the 4 goals for Cox, keeping them afloat. She's able to score that one. Very impressive play going from pretty much end to end. Whether your child is competing as part of a football team, likes to ride a bike, or is on the road to Olympic glory, the multidisciplinary team at the CHKD Sports Medicine Program is dedicated to the comprehensive treatment of illness and injury in pediatric and college athletes. CHKD Sports Medicine. Proud to partner up with us here at the Sportsplex to bring you our coverage of this Beach District Lacrosse matchup, where Ocean Lakes has a 10-4 lead, and after winning that draw, here come the Dolphins with Summerlin Gates. Feeds it over to Kaylin Ziliagi. Ziliagi gives it to Longwater. Longwater makes the pass over to Melanie Dunaway. Now Savannah Stevens has it. A couple of Cox defenders trying to position themselves to keep them from adding another one on the board here. That one's going to be scooped up. Nifty play and nice job by Ryan Edmonds. Here comes Edmonds as a couple of jets fly over top of us at the Plex. Ball squirts away, but it's able to be picked back up by Lena Harkin. Harkin trying to maintain possession and get a good shot off on that one as she's pretty much fallen away. He's going to take a hop and wiggle over to Ocean Lakes player. Now the Dolphins have it. Pass up ahead to that dangerous Summerlin Gates, number 3, who's got 4 goals in this half. Really has been the straw that stirs the drink in a lot of respects for Ocean Lakes. I know Summerlin Gates and Molly Ryan Gates, both from the class of 2024, 2 juniors, drawing a lot of attention and even some offers to play the sport at the next level. And it's easy to see why with their talents. Savannah Stevens in the X spot. Tosses over to Dunaway. Dunaway tries to get it to Molly Ryan Gates. It's going to be scooped up by Riley Devlin now. Devlin's errant toss is going to be picked by Cox, and here comes Mackenzie Durr trying to maintain possession as we tick down the clock, and we've reached triple zeros, which means one half is in the books. Ocean Lakes with a 10-4 lead on the Cox Falcons here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, as the Dolphins are well on their way to going to 5-1, barring a miraculous comeback from the Falcons, who have been pesky in this one. We'll step aside. You'll hear from some of our sponsors helping bring you this edition of Beach District Girls Lacrosse action, and we'll begin with the place that has delicious cook-to-order food and rich and creamy frozen custard churn fresh throughout the day. You can find them in Virginia Beach, Hampton, Chesapeake, and Williamsburg. We're talking about none other than Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
wherever,
however.
revitalize your property today. Shine Time is your turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects. With years of experience in both residential and large-scale commercial settings, their focus is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space and ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time. Shine Time Power Wash.
That's right. You can go to vbpowerwash.com. Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Revitalize your property today. Shine Time is your turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects with years of experience in both residential and large-scale commercial settings. The focus at Shine Time is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space and ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time you visit Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals, or every time they visit you, whether you visit them or not. Check out their website again, shinetimeinc.com, and find out more details. Right now in this Beach District girls lacrosse matchup, Dolphins of Ocean Lakes leading the Cox Falcons by a count of 10-4. 4 goals from Summerlin Gates. Early on, it was Danny Killian scoring for the Falcons of Cox just 3 minutes and 14 seconds in, but Ocean Lakes was able to answer 25 seconds later, courtesy of Molly Ryan Gates. Then Riley Devlin gave Ocean Lakes a 2-1 lead with 20 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the half. Peyton Wilson waited just a minute and 14 seconds for a goal off an assist from Lauren McElfresh to tie it up at 2 apiece. Then Zoe Wise got on the board for Ocean Lakes at 17:11 on an assist from Bella Rivers. Riley Devlin found Summerlin Gates at 14:30 to make it 4-2 in favor of Ocean Lakes. Then Summerlin Gates had another goal at the 13:42 mark. Peyton Wilson with a goal at the 12:43 mark on an assist from Addie Hannum cut the Dolphins' lead from 5-2 to 5-3, but then Melanie Dunaway with a goal from Zoe Wise, Summerlin Gates' third goal on an assist from Molly Ryan Gates, and Summerlin Gates' fourth goal off an assist from Melanie Dunaway put Ocean Lakes up 8-3, and then Bella Rivers got a goal off an assist from Riley Devlin with 8:35 to go in the half to make the score 9-3. Zoe Wise's goal with 7:16 to go in the half made it 10-3, and then Peyton Wilson scored her third goal of the half with 1:53 left, and that brought us to 10-4. We'll hear from a couple more of our sponsors here at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, and every day is sweet when they're serving you Blizzard treats like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, and Oreo fudge brownie. We're talking about none other than Dairy Queen.
Wait, hold up. DQ put fries and onion rings in a chicken strip basket? Did you know this? Oh, of course you did. It's sitting right in front of you. Sorry. I mean, you got fries and onion rings together. Is this for real?
Hey, baby, wait.
Oh, yep. That just got really real. Grab a chicken strip and fry rings basket.
Okay, just one. Just one.
DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
All right, we're about ready to start the second half, as you heard from Zoop Eatery, one of our sponsors here of this Beach District girls lacrosse matchup, as we're set for the second half with the Dolphins leading Cox by a count of 10-4. And at Zoop Eatery, you can build the perfect boxed lunch, a customizable and individually packaged meal for your convenience. Choose from any of the wide variety of soups, fresh salads, made-to-order sandwiches, and they're all served with a hunk of bread plus dessert. There's something for the whole crew when you stop in at Zoop Eatery. So here they come for the draw. A little bit of a wind of almost a good 20 miles per hour here at this venue at the Sportsplex. It says 61 degrees, but it feels like it's in the low 50s right now. A couple of those officials feeling that chill, and the draw is going to be possessed by Cox here as they win it. Beg your pardon, the temperature now has dropped down to 56, I see, with a wind chill of, has it feeling like 53, according to my phone at the last check. So it was 61 when we began the game, so it's dipped down a few degrees. It'll be a little bit chillier when the boys take center stage or hit the turf here tonight as Ocean Lakes and Cox, the fellas, will be going against one another. We got a chance to watch Ocean Lakes boys last Tuesday prevail over Salem 13-0. They also prevailed here on one of our stream broadcasts over Kempsville by a count of 10-2 back on March 28th. Falcons doing a lot of swaying left to right as they're trying to spread out this Ocean Lakes defense and get in the attacking area. But so far, the Dolphins not dazed one bit. And now working from the X spot's going to be Peyton Wilson with her hat trick. Maybe she gets an assist. Can she find someone to get that goal? As certainly the Dolphins are keying in on her, trying to make someone else beat them. Lena Harkin has it with her team trailing by 6. Can't get room to wiggle free there, but that pass is going to be just away from the stick of a teammate. And now Ocean Lakes is able to pick it up here on the hop. And I believe that whistle's going to keep it with the Dolphins as they'll reset things now. High toss out of the reach of the intended target. That pass delivered by Emma Sanders. Dolphins able to get it right back, though, with Reese Longwater. Called her name out a couple of times in the second half, involved with some scoring plays last week, I do believe. In fact, she had a goal right before halftime last week at the 12:21 mark against Salem. Made it 8-0, but here come the Falcons. On the move are they with number 1, Addie Hannum, who's got an assist today. Can she find a cutting Peyton Wilson, perhaps? Oh, that time instead it's going to be, looks like we might have a card handed out. We do have a card handed out to one of the Ocean Lakes players, I do believe, is going to have to, I think, head off if I'm seeing what the official is signaling correct. I thought he was getting ready to hand out a card, and it doesn't look like he's going to as he pulls it back in his pocket. Puts the hanky back in the pocket, so perhaps just a warning there. A little under 23 minutes to go in our second half. Ocean Lakes had 11 goals in the first half last week and then just settled for 4 in the second half, which a couple of which came after halftime with the time ticking down. Summerlin Gates, Molly Ryan Gates, and Riley Wright having 3 of those goals. And Carson Thomas pitching the shutout. She had a nice save late in the first half before Peyton Wilson got her 3rd goal and the team's 4th of the contest. But here comes Ocean Lakes on the run. Look at Molly Ryan Gates. Oh, finding a teammate, and what a job as Molly Ryan Gates finds Summerlin Gates. That connection is lethal. Summerlin Gates with her 5th. But Molly Ryan Gates with the assist there. I believe that's her 2nd assist of the day. And that really is the one that gets a lot of the credit for that. I know Summerlin taking nothing from her. She's got 5 goals today, and she's been sensational. But Molly Ryan Gates working it all the way up the field, and then just the presence of mind to find the sister connection as it's 11-4. 22:09 to go in our second half. And Ocean Lakes can maybe breathe a full sigh of relief now because I think up 7 gives them enough of a cushion here. And you would really be hard-pressed to see Cox rallying to tie up or win this one. As the Falcons now working it from behind the net with Lena Harkin. But make no mistake, Falcons are fully capable of scoring around 8, 9, 10 goals. They have had, as we mentioned earlier in our broadcast, a couple of games where they've scored double-digit goals in defeat. One of those came, in fact, in their opener to this lacrosse season when they fell to Kellum 17-10. They scored 10 just 5 days ago in a loss to Bayside. Had a 19-goal performance in a comfortable win over Green Run. And now the free positioning opportunity now for the Falcons. They're going to try to test Carson Thomas here. Peyton Wilson, takes a hop and gets away from the net, but behind it, teammates able to scoop it up, and that's number 4 for Cox. And Maya Athey Stapleton. Back in RG Kumutsius' stick, and she's going to score, and Riley Grace is all pumped up as she puts Cox on the board here to cut it to 11-5. RG Kumutsius. Hope we're not butchering that name, but I have a feeling that we are. 20:57 to go in our second half. Apologize to Riley Grace and her family. But she's been out there hustling her tail off throughout. As the temperature continues to dip a little bit and the wind picks up even more. So if you're ever in the neighborhood or out there looking for something good to eat, there's all kinds of great places around here. And one of those places where you can eat better and feel better, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, where they're bursting with fresh flavors. They offer grab-and-go catering and boxed lunches as well. Tropical Smoothie Cafe is on Princess Anne Road, right across the street from Tidewater Community College. It's pretty much a hop, skip, and a jump from us here at the Sportsplex. You can get there in less than 10 minutes. Even with a little bit of traffic, you can get there in less than 10 minutes. I promise you. Tropical Smoothie Cafe helping present our broadcast coverage of Beach District Girls Lacrosse to you tonight. As we wind down the month of April 2023, Falcons 5, Dolphins 11, as OL, Ocean Lakes, tries to press on, and here they are on the move. Lauren Rakove. And Rakove had 2 goals before halftime last week. In fact, had back-to-back goals in that win over Salem, where Rosado found her and Kimmener found her. Good save there for the Cox Falcons with Jaden Moore, their goalkeeper. But pretty much they need a little bit of help from the first line of defense to keep it from getting into her territory, as she's seen a lot of shots come her way. Cox trying to scoop it up, having a hard time doing so with Ryan Edmonds as well as Riley Grace Kumutsius. So we're approaching the 19-minute mark of our second half. Zoe Wise and company trying to stretch out the Falcons here. Work a little east to west. Going to gather at Brittany Yang. And I think that was a failure to advance the ball signal. A little procedural call. Failure to advance the ball over the center line in 20 seconds or to bring the ball into the goal area within 10 seconds after crossing the center line can result in a turnover. That's what it looked like to me. Beg your pardon. They're actually going to say it was contact at the head area, so they'll keep possession. So Ocean Lakes will watch the Falcons move up ahead. Down one player here with an 11-10 look, and plus the goalkeepers. Now the Dolphins racing into Cox territory with Hannah Hicks. Pretty much being driven to the sideline, though, by Danny Killian, who scored the game's first goal way back at the 21:46 mark of our first half. High toss to Zoe Wise, who's got daylight. She'll stop and shake a defender, and then as she goes towards the net, that one takes an awkward hop, and I think she got bumped into. Trying to get a good look at it. Wise looking for her third goal today and a hat trick. She scored her second with 7 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the first half. Lauren Rakove had it for a brief moment. She's anxious to get her first goal of this contest, you would suspect. Harkin tosses it way ahead. It's going to be out of the reach of an open player, and now Cox's opportunity with a one-on-one in transition might go awry here. They'll keep possession, though, as number 9 is able to track it down and carry on Walter. Carrie Ann Walter, first time we've called her name out, I think, since reading out the starters and initial players for these two teams. Oh, twisting her way in there, then losing the handle is Danny Killian. Ocean Lake's able to scoop it up on the run, and here they go. This could be a little bit of a 3-on-2 look, or 4-on-2 look for the Dolphins on the breakaway. Toss is going to be out of the reach of a player, and instead Cox is going to race to it. Dolphins able to get to it, though, right back with Lauren Rakove. Double team comes. Rakove tries to make a pass to a teammate, and it will slither out of the net. Back comes Cox. Falcons have numbers if they can hurry, but Ocean Lake seems to be catching up to them in transition. Going all the way with a straight shot, and it's going to be another goal for Riley Grace Kumutsius. Kumutsius, RG's second. Kumutsius. I understand it's how you say it now. Kumutsius. At the 16-14 mark makes it 11-6. So Ocean Lakes' lead that felt comfortable at 10-3 at halftime starting to shrink a little here as the Falcons are coming back to try to make things interesting. RG Kumutsius putting the Falcons on the board here. And now your draw with 16-14 to go. Who's going to take it? Looks like it's going to be scooped up by Summerlin Gates of Ocean Lakes. Summerlin Gates makes the toss. Over to number 4 and Riley Devlin. Now Bryn Kimmener has it. Kimmener gives it over to number 23 and Melanie Dunaway. Over to number 4, and that's Riley Devlin. Thought we were going to get a timeout call. Instead, I think they're going to signal a player off for Cox here. No, they're going to restart things here with 15:31 to go in our second half. And as they do with the whistle, the signal as well. Deflected on that pass, but scooped up by Ocean Lakes. Trying to twist and turn her way in with a circus shot was Molly Ryan Gates, who's got a couple of assists today to go with that first goal for her team at the 21-21 mark of the first half that knotted things up at 1 apiece where they were trailing. Oh, good find. It's going to be deflected. Great save by the goalkeeper for Cox and Jaden Moore. And that one will head out of bounds. 15:01. Moore's had a couple of saves here. And now straight away, it's going to be off the leg of Moore. Great shot opportunity for Ocean Lakes with its premium scorer in Summerlin Gates. Dolphins want to look at it here as they're starting to amp up the intensity meter and aggressiveness. Summerlin's got it. Passes over to Molly Ryan Gates. Into the midst of Riley Devlin. Can Devlin break the double team and slice between two defenders? Instead, they'll pull it back out, see if they get a better opportunity here with some movements, a little bit of a screen set. And it's going to be scored, twisting through there. Summerlin Gates again. Goal. That is Summerlin Gates with the double hat trick, her 6th goal of the day. And that gives Ocean Lakes a 12-6 lead, puts them back up by 6. Almost matching their halftime margin of 10-3. Excuse me, your halftime margin of 10-4. Because Peyton Wilson scored that last goal of the half with 1:53 to go. So I look over at my sheet at all the different scoring here. So it's been a 2-2 stalemate here in the second half if you're keeping score since intermission. Your goals by Summerlin Gates, both of them for Ocean Lakes, and both goals for Cox, courtesy of R.G. Kamutsius. Dolphins from right to left here in the white. Summerlin Gates has it. As we've hit under 14 minutes to play. Pass over to Molly Ryan Gates, who loses it for a second, gets it back. Now trying to slither away from multiple green shirts, and it's going to be scored by Molly Ryan Gates with 13:45 to go. So Molly Ryan Gates has her 2nd goal to go with, I believe, 2 assists as well. 2nd goal makes it 13-6 with 13:45 to go. So here comes the draw now with the Dolphins and the Falcons from midfield. Zoe Wise and number 14 for Cox in the midst with that. That's Lena Harkin. It's going to eventually be taken away by a Falcons player in Peyton Wilson, who's got, of their 6 goals today, she has 3 of them. She's done half the scoring damage. Peyton fakes left, moves ahead right, trying to evade a Dolphins defender, and that one's going to be rolling to the right off the mark, and she hits the turf pretty hard, but she'll hop back up. She's really exerting herself and pouring a lot of sweat equity into this one. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. The heart and energy's there from her. Who can help step up alongside her to try to get closer against this Ocean Lakes machine right now is the big question. As Addie Hannum hands it over to Peyton Wilson. Wilson's going to try to knife her way through there. That one's going to be off the mark, and she takes a tumble as well. And there's going to be, looks like the referee grabs at his flag area. It's going to be an infraction on the Dolphins here that will keep it with Cox with 12:55 to go. So free positioning for Cox. And Wilson will initiate it. Wilson able to put it through. Peyton Wilson's on the board again. Her 4th of the day. With 12:52 to go. Ocean Lakes' 13-6 lead now is 13-7. So the Dolphins, this will be their 5th straight Beach District game where they have double-digit goals, but of all their Beach District opponents, Cox has given them the biggest test because Lansdowne had 5 in a losing effort against the Dolphins. Kempsville had 4, Tallwood just 1, and Salem was unable to score last week. And Cox 2 goals away from matching the most scored on Ocean Lakes, which was, beg your pardon, they're not 2 goals away, but this is the 2nd most they have scored on the Dolphins anybody has all year. The out-of-district loss that they suffered, 18-8 to Cape Henry, was the most. As now the Falcons have it after that draw. Toss over to number 22, and that is Lauren McElfresh, who had an assist earlier in this contest. Can she get another one here? She gets it over to Hannum. Hannum's going to try to scoop it before Yang does and is able to do just that, but she's working away from the net and will try to go to that X spot. Carson Thomas got her stick up high, ready for a high shot. One of those quick feeds and curl moves that Ocean Lakes has been so effective with. Now Yang will scoop it up. Brittany Yang trying to dig Ocean Lakes out of some trouble here. Double team comes on Yang along the sideline. Just under 12 minutes to go. And he gives us a chance to tell you that the Dirty Buffalo is a proud sponsor of youth activities in high school sports such as this one, the National Buffalo Wing Festival Award winner in Tidewater, Virginia's best wings. The Dirty Buffalo has 4 convenient locations across the 757 area code. You can dine in, carry out, and deliveries available too. And when you come back in the fall for Atlantic Shore's football games, make sure you look for the coupon on the back of your Seahawks game ticket and come see them after the game. No better place to spend a Friday night or any night than the Dirty Buffalo. It's more than just a wing joint. Ocean Lakes' next game coming up on Thursday at Kellum. 5:30 start time. They begin the month of May at home against First Colonial. And they're at Princess Anne on May the 5th, hosting Green Run on May the 9th, and hosting Bayside on May the 12th. And I'll actually correct myself here. I believe that game next week with First Colonial is one that'll be taking place right here at the Sportsplex. We'll just double check that for you momentarily as the Falcons trail it by 7. In fact, that is correct. Next week's doubleheader here on our streaming channel. As that one's saved by Thomas. Great look by Cox with Danny Killian, who scored the game's first goal just 3 minutes and 14 seconds into action. And Thomas with maybe her highlight reel save of the day. Now Ocean Lakes with a chance to get some numbers working the other way with Yang. Her toss up ahead is going to take a couple of hops. Be chased down by number 11 for Ocean Lakes and Bryn Kimmener. Bryn's able to shake a defender and go towards the goal and score it. Bryn Kimmener putting Ocean Lakes on the board. Hold on a second. Did they disallow that? I think they signaled goal. It is a goal for Kimmener. Bryn Chimere, excuse me. So 14-7 is the tally with 10:06 to go. So another draw coming here with 10:06 to go. But as I was just mentioning, as far as the schedules go, next week you have a double dip here on our streaming channel at beachsportsplex.com, the YouTube page as well, with First Colonial and Ocean Lakes boys and girls. And then the following week, May the 9th, for those of you with your house cleaning, I should say, keeping notes of that, we'll have another double dip for you, as it'll be Green Run and Ocean Lakes squaring off at the Plex. So some exciting action coming your way. We'll tell you about Cox's upcoming opponents in just a bit. To finish up with Ocean Lakes, is their final 2 games at home on May the 9th. Or excuse me, on here at the Sportsplex May the 9th, and May the 12th they host Bayside. So there you have it. All right. Looks like $9:35 to go. Ocean Lake's going to spin around with one of the Gates sisters. And there's that high pass. It's just out of the reach of an Ocean Lakes player. It's booted away, and now Cox trying to scoop it up and race the other way. They've got it now with number 11 and Lauren Marks. Dolphins grabbing possession right back, and here they come with Bella Rivers. Right into the teeth of the defense. Here comes Caravas. She's got an open player and finds her high, and it's going to be Caravas with the assist to Molly Ryan Gates. So Molly Ryan Gates with her third goal of the day makes it 15-7. Ocean Lakes with 8:44 to play. So a hat trick for Molly Ryan. And if you're keeping track at home, Ocean Lakes now averaging 15.6 goals per game against Beach District opponents. Their 78th goal against a Beach District team this year. Mighty impressive stuff. As the jet flies over us. Into Summerlin Gates' hands now. Riley Devlin with it, one of the captains for this team. In the X spot now. Ocean Lakes guys warming up behind the goalpost, the football goalpost that is, as they're getting ready to square off against Cox. Cox working on the right side behind the fence, warming up. And needing to warm up because this might dip into the low 50s and into upper 40s by the time that one reaches the second half, if not sooner. Devlin with it. Tosses over to Caravas. Caravas. Little shake maneuver. And then taking a stumble is Molly Ryan Gates. Passes over to Summerlin Gates. Now the Dolphins working with it. Oh, that one's going to take a hop. Did not go through. Almost did for Reese Longwater. Had a real great look at it. Did Reese Longwater. Here's Summerlin Gates. And racing right ahead for it is Riley Devlin with the goal. Riley Devlin with 7:09 to play. 15th goal of the game. Devlin had the second goal for Ocean Lakes, and I believe this is her second of the day. $7:09 to go. Ocean Lakes in command. Let's quickly hear from one of our sponsors in Freddy's. Get Freddy's at your fingertips. We thank them for helping sponsor our action as the draw is ready for Ocean Lakes and Cox. Cox is going to control it for a second. Now, can they get it back, though? Zoe Wise just rips it away from Peyton Wilson. Now looks to pass it up ahead. Oh, colliding there as it's Peyton Wilson and I believe Brittany Yang bumped into each other. And we've got a card that's handed out to Peyton Wilson as she will head to the sideline. I think it was another player for them, not Peyton on the initial card, where one had to be sent to the sideline. So that red card gives Ocean Lakes the reset with 6:53 to go. Clock will start here in just a moment. And Peyton Wilson certainly has had a heck of an effort today with 4 goals for the Falcons. Dolphins behind the net. They get it over to Lowen Rakove. Pretty much going into a little bit of their patient delay type of game. Not a full-blown stall, but using some clock here as Bella Rivers passes it over. And beg your pardon, it is 16-7 now. Although I think it is, I thought it was 15-7, but we'll go with 16 from what our board is telling us. Cox trying to get another one on the board here before this one has time expire. It's going to take a couple hops before it's scooped up by Addie Hannum. Hannum's got an assist. And there will be a whistle before that goal is allowed. So this free position opportunity for Cox here. It's going to be saved by Carson Thomas on that shot attempt. Addie Hannum had a great look. And now a goal is scored for Cox. Put it on the board for number 14, Lena Harkin. So that'll make it 8 goals for Cox. Still trailing this one by a pretty wide margin, but they're not giving up the fight. Not yet. So I believe our tally should be 15-8, but we'll just get some clarification. I know that our board is saying 16-8. Well, that's definitely 16 if it's not 17. And number 17 gets on the board, whether it's 16 or 17. That's Bella Rivers with 4:48 to go. Ocean Lakes continues the onslaught. As here after halftime, Summerlin Gates has had 2 goals. Molly Ryans Gates has a goal. Bryn Kimmener has a goal. Riley Devlin has a goal. And now Bella Rivers has a goal. I believe it's 10 or 11 different Dolphins that have scored so far in this contest. As our camera operator, Jeff Fatma, asked me just a moment ago, it's been another collective effort, although Summerlin Gates has 6 goals by herself for Ocean Lakes. Summerlin got the 11th goal, the 12th goal, Molly Ryan the 13th, Kimmener the 14th, Molly Ryan the 15th, Riley Devlin the 16th. So it would be 17, Bella Rivers. Does look like that's the correct total. We'll make it 18 now because they're not done scoring as Summerlin Gates makes it 7 goals. Summerlin Gates. Molly Ryan with the assist. as we're running out of room on my paper for these goals. We have just 3:35 to go, though, so they have to stop scoring at some point, right? 3:34 to go. Ocean Lakes has matched its season high of 18 goals from their wins over Tallwood back on April the 4th and Lansdowne on April the 6th. So one more goal would give them a season high. And the running clock is now into effect. We'll see if Cox can get one on the board here. As this is the most goals that Cox has given up in a game this season, it surpasses the 17 surrendered to Kellum back on April the 4th in its opener. We told you we'd tell you about Cox's schedule coming up, and we did not want to disappoint you, so we'll deliver that for you as the Cox Falcons try to get a goal here. And a flag almost thrown. I think they did signal an infraction on Ocean Lakes. Coming up for the Falcons, they will be hosting Salem on Thursday. They're at Tallwood on May the 2nd. They host Nansman Suffolk Academy, a private school opponent, on May the 4th. At Lansdowne on May the 9th. At First Colonial May the 11th. And then hosting Kempsville to wrap up its regular season on May the 16th. Here's the free position. It's going to take a hop. And Thomas able to thwart it. Another save for Karsten Thomas, who's had a lot more damage come her way in this matchup than a week ago in that shutout of Salem. And we near 2 minutes to go. Working the right sideline, it is Sydney Schneider. Let's shout out another one of our sponsors here, and that's John's Tax Service, which is a proud community supporter of local youth sports, providing tax preparation and retirement planning services. John's Tax Service and JPM Financial Services have been serving all of Hampton Roads for more than 20 years. They're the best thanks to you, John's Tax Service. Dolphins get another one as it's 23 from 1, and that would be Zoe Wise finding Melanie Dunaway. So Melanie Dunaway on the board to make it Ocean Lakes 19-8 with 1:17 to go. My goodness. New season high of goals for Ocean Lakes. As they have now scored 83 goals in 5 Beach District games. That's an average of over 16 per contest. Astonishing work here. Pretty remarkable. Falcons trying to nudge ahead with number 4 being Maya Athey Stapleton. And here's their free position opportunity as we tick under 30 seconds to go. And a chance to tell you that if you want to get involved, we appreciate you watching. And we thank our sponsors for making this free. You can be a sponsor too by visiting beachsportsplex.com/streaming and filling out the contact information and helping us keep it free for you all to view live and on demand. Saved by Thomas, and that will be the capper on an Ocean Lakes win tonight, 19-8 in Girls Beach District Lacrosse. So the Dolphins bumped their record to 5-1 on the season. Falcons dropped to 1-4 overall. We want to thank our entire team, from Nick Sentai and Chuck Thornton to Jeff Fatma on camera. I'm Matt Hatfield. Stick around because coming up in a little bit after 7 p.m., it should be the Ocean Lakes boys taking on the Cox Falcons in a Beach District boys lacrosse matchup. And once again, all of our action on beachsportsplex.com and on the YouTube channel. So we'll hear one more time from our title sponsor tonight, One Life Fitness. So long, everyone. We'll talk to you in a bit.